Teacher, you can start.
Oh, sure. Okay, guys. Can I just check with the moderator? Is the chat function open to all the learners?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. All right, guys. So, like I said, hi, Vicky. Hi, Lesedi. Hello. Okay. I might be a little bit different than what you're used to. And as soon as we have your teacher back online, then he will take over from me. So don't panic. Don't panic. But I very firmly believe that you guys need to talk to me too, hey? You can't just have me teach everything and then I hope and pray that you know what I'm talking about. So if I'm saying something and it makes no sense, okay, you go, whoa, ma'am, whoa. Jared, you are actually Cassie. Okay, I'll try and remember. It might be a little bit hard. Okay, so if I say something and it makes no sense, or if I go too fast, I know I can talk really fast. I can. Okay, then just in the chat, just drop me, hello Peter. Just drop me a message and tell me, ma'am, Vicky, you're actually all way too. Oh, now this is getting confusing. Guys, so drop me a chat, okay, and then we take it from there. Because remember, this class is your class, okay? Very, very important that hello. There's indicates that about it. Yes, I know. Don't worry, Peter, he's coming, okay? That's why he asked me to quickly pop in here, okay? I'm not going to be your teacher forever, okay? Phew! You don't have to get to know a new person, okay? I know how much you guys enjoy having a constant teacher, and I know for a fact, like with my class, I know who's in my class and I know who always pitches, okay? So this is just an interim, okay? This is not a permanent. This is just because flippin' everyone is having issues today. Okay. And guys, don't worry, I do not take offense. Okay. I know that you guys get attached to someone and like you get used to a teacher. Okay. So I will not take any offense. So we're just gonna go slow today. All right. So today we are going to deal with probability. Okay, now probability is like, a little weird, okay, because sometimes it's got weird things in it that don't quite make sense because like your math brain wants 1 and 1 to be 2. And now suddenly I might say, well, it could be 3. Okay, so don't worry about it. We're going to look at probability. We are going to deal with the range scale. Don't worry, big word. I promise when we get there, it will make more sense. And then we're going to express probability in different ways. We're going to use fractions, percentages, and decimals. Okay, and we can go between the three quite easily. Okay, now we're also going to look at the difference between an event, so something happening, and an outcome in terms of probability. Okay, guys, now I know the word event and the word outcome is in your general language. Okay, I'm not taking that out of the equation, but don't panic. Okay, we're just gently going to squish through this. Okay, and if I get somewhere and I need to say something again, just stop me and we'll look at it again. Okay, so probability is the measure of how likely something is to happen. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It is a measure of how likely something is to happen. So if we look at the examples, there is a 20% chance of rain tomorrow. Okay, now let's think about what 20% means. It's like 20 out of 100. Okay, so that is quite a low chance of something happening. And if something has a low chance of happening, we say it has a low probability. Okay, when flipping a coin, there is a 50-50 probability that it will be heads. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? A coin has a head and a tail. So if I flip the coin it could either land on heads or it could land on tails. There's no other option. Okay, so it's one of two. There's half a chance, 50%, that it will land on heads. Okay, if I have a spinner and it has 4 colors and each color has the same space, then there is a 1 in 4 probability that it will land on a color. Okay, and we'll look at why the 1 in 4 when we get to the events and the outcomes. Okay, all right. Then in a draw of 10 socks, 5 pairs, if 8 of them are yellow, okay, so 5 pairs, 4 pairs are yellow, then there's a 20% chance that the sock is not yellow. Okay, and not in South Africa, but if the news says that there is a 50% chance of rain or 50% chance of snow, then it means half-half. Now, I happen to have quite fantastic news for you, okay? I really enjoyed being with you guys, okay? You are well behaved and we are very excited that you guys join us, okay? It's quite nice to see faces that I don't normally see, but we've got Mr. Ganva in. He has managed to lock in and sign in, okay? So, Victus, do you want to take over the screen share from me so that you can just share your screen?
Precisely.
Yeah, so I've used the slide you've sent me this morning, the probability one, and I have literally just started. Hey, we've only done this one slide.
That is great. I could see you were teaching, so I was enjoying your lesson.
Oh, were you enjoying my lesson? Sure.
Very good.
Okay, so Victor, I'm going to stay on the call for you, but I want you to now share your screen and then go to the slide and then you can carry on. Guys, thank you so much. Okay, thank you for being understanding. You guys are an awesome class, but I know that you like to have a constant teacher. I'm the same. So I completely understand and I take absolutely no offense. Don't panic, guys. We're still here. Okay, it just takes some time to switch over from one person to the next. We're still here, I promise.
Teacher, sound.
Yep. Okay. Sure, technology now, guys. I had exactly the same problem the other day. I got kicked out of my own lesson like 4 times. Oh. Okay, so Mr. Victor, I don't know if you call him Mr. Granbo Rupp, okay, is going to sort out his stuff, okay, so don't panic, okay, but you guys and I can see how far we get through the slide, okay. Lucky for you, I can teach Math Lit. I just haven't done so in a while, but we're just going to gently work through it. Okay, luckily probability is something that's in big maths, normal maths, like academic maths as well. Okay, so at least I know what I'm talking about. Khomotso, are you asking why I don't teach Math Lit? Just like explain, Khomotso, why not what? Okay, guys, so probability is basically the chance, we say, the measure of how likely something is to happen. Okay. So the probability scale. All right. So if something has got a 0 probability, then it's not going to happen. Nada. Impossible. Pigs will not fly tomorrow. Okay. It is impossible. It will not happen. Right? If we have a probability of 1, okay, that means that it will definitely happen. Like, for example, tonight the sun will set and tomorrow morning the sun will rise. So 100%. Let me quickly diverge. Khomotso wants to know why I don't teach Math Lit. Khomotso, where I teach in the Western Cape, I teach physical sciences and natural sciences, and I have 1 mathematics class, grade 8. Okay, so in between all of that, there's no space for Math Lit. Okay, when I still lived in Johannesburg, I taught lots and lots and lots and lots of Math Lit. Okay, but that was about 4 years ago. So I'm a little rusty, so you guys might have to bear with me. Okay, so now Lesedi here said 100% is equal to 1, and she's 100% correct. Okay, so if something is certain to happen, then there is a 100% that it will happen. Okay. Physics is too hard. I'm just pretty sure that you haven't made it fun yet, but I do know that not everybody thinks in physics. Okay. Which school in the Western Cape? JG Meiring in Goodwood. Okay. All right, guys. So probability scale. Hello, you with me? 0, impossible. 1, absolutely certain. So 1 is the same as saying there's 100% chance. Okay, 100% chance of something happening. So an even chance means it could happen or it could not happen. 50-50. Okay, half-half. And that's why a half on the percentage scale is 50%. Okay, in the middle. Good job. It is exactly in the middle. Good. Okay, so now the closer we get between 50-50 and 100, nah? So like 80%, 75%. The closer we get to 100, the more likely something is of happening. The closer we get from 50-50, from even chance, to something being impossible, we say the more unlikely it is. So winning the lottery falls on the unlikely scale, okay? It is not impossible, it's not 0. If you buy a lottery ticket, there is a small little possibility that you could win the lottery. However, because so many people buy the lottery tickets, okay, it is unlikely that you will win the lottery. Okay, so that is how the probability scale works. you do have to know the word impossible, the word certain, the word even chance or the concept even chance. And then you need to know that between even and certain, we have likely. And between even and impossible, we have unlikely. Okay, and this is quite an easy scale to split. So 0 and 1, and halfway between is a half. Okay. So the probability of an event happening that is certain to happen is 1 or 100%. Okay, and that is what I think Vicky pointed out. Okay, so when you get 100% for a test, it means you got everything right. Okay, and so you got all of it correct. So you got 100%. So if something is certain to happen, we say it is 100% likely to happen. Okay, if the probability of an event that is impossible, okay, so it's definitely not going to happen, is 0 or 0%. Okay, and that is the scale between which we work. All right. So all other probabilities fall between a whole number of 1 and 0. Okay, so any fraction between 0 and 1 is a possibility for a probability. Okay, the closer to 0, the less likely. The nearer to 1, the more likely. Okay, so this is exactly like fractions, like decimals and percentages. Okay, so Miss, are we going to go through activity 7 again? Sure. Oh, that's, I don't know. I'm asking for activity 7. Has a student been mean to you? Oh, certainly, yes. Please, it's going to happen every single day. Okay, so Peter, I have asked for activity 7. As soon as I receive it, then we will, as soon as we get to a spot where we can have a break, I will pop that in here. Okay, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. Okay, so probability scale. So you are not expected to be able to write this down. Okay. Homotso. What do they do when they're mean? They just are. Luckily, I don't take offense. I can't. Okay, guys, work. Come, Homotso. Here. Right. So you do not need to be able to explain this in words. Okay. This explanation helps you when you have to refer to this probability scale. Okay. And whoops, there we go. You have to be able to refer to the probability scale. Okay. So we've now explained the probability. Now, very important here, guys. Probability can be written as a common fraction, so a whole number over a whole number. It could be written as a decimal, so 0,1, for example, or it can be written as a percentage. Okay, and now we're going to see how we deal with that. So, if I have a probability of something happening of 3/4, okay, you can punch 3 divided by 4 into your calculator and you will get 0,75, which is your decimal probability. If you take 0,75 and you multiply it by 100, you get 75%. Okay, and that is how you go between the two. Calculators are very cool. You can type in 0,75 and then there's an SD button, and you can use the SD button to go from the decimal to the common fraction, okay, a fraction, or from a fraction back to a decimal, okay? And when you want percentage, you multiply by 100. Cool, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I still don't have activity 7, my bad, my apologies. I'm scrolling through the chat and seeing if I can find it. Oh, hang on. You guys did that with the other teacher, didn't you? I might actually have that somewhere. All right. So now for the stuff you need to know. Sorry. Probability is given by a P. Okay. And it's the number of successful outcomes divided by the total number of possible outcomes. Okay. So if there were 4 questions in a question paper and you did 3 out of the 4 questions, then you did 75% of them. Okay. Can you see that it cannot be other way around? Because then we have a probability of 110% of something happening, and that is not going to fly. Okay, so the number of successful outcomes divided by the total number of possible outcomes. And if you wonder, then you put the bigger number of the 2 at the bottom, because remember, probability is a value between 0 and 1. All right, that feels okay. So here is a couple of questions, right? Find the probability of rolling a 3 on a normal dice. Okay. We've opened the chat again. If you guys behave, it can stay open. How many numbers is on a normal dice? Come on, guys. You can now talk again. How many numbers is on a normal dice? 6. Yes, there we go. So, how many 3s is on the dice? 1. Everybody agree there's only 1 3, unless I'm smoking smoking my socks. Hey, okay. So I have 6 possible outcomes. Okay, there are 6 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and I want to throw a 3. That is like my goal. So what is the number or the probability of favorable outcomes? Okay, so I want to roll a 3. That is my favorable outcome. There are 6 total possible outcomes. P, rolling a 3, 1 over 6. Yes, Peter, good job. Unlikely to happen. Okay. Stormy says, ma'am, isn't it likely? Okay, so if you give me a second to open up a whiteboard for you, I will quickly do the maths and we can draw a probability line. And then I also have a request. If there is anyone here, okay, that has, whoa, my computer's shouting at me, that has that activity 7, okay, please do me a favor, and I would like you to email it to me. I am going to pop my email in the chat. We still have like 15 minutes left. And if I don't get to the rest, then you can take it over. Okay, so my email is in the chat. Please, 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 if you have activity 7 on you, what does man mean 15 minutes? Because we normally finish at 1:45. We might go a little bit longer, but we will see. Okay. All right. So, everybody okay-ish with this? I know it's like feels weird. Okay. So, let me share my whiteboard with you. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, whoops. Let me get my other thing that I need because I can't write with a mouse. So I've got a paddy thing. Oh, guys, the host just let me know, okay, that we are not in a rush because the host does not have another one at 5. And so we can take the whole 45 minutes. This idiot's new. Hey, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to write in a black pen because otherwise you guys are going to be completely confused. Okay. So we said that there's a probability of 1/6 of something happening. Okay. Now, if you plug that into your calculator, then you get 0, anyone? 1/666666666. Okay. All right. So if I look at the probability scale from 0 to 1, and then in between I have 0,5. You guys see that 1 there? It is an irrational. It's not an irrational number because I can write it as a whole number over a whole number, okay? But it is a continuous decimal, which I flip and hate. Like, really, could we not have worked out with a better system that didn't have these? But anyway, okay, so if we now look at this decimal, 1/6 at this decimal, it's only 0,1 something, something, something. So that falls somewhere here. Okay, and this is, oops, impossible, and that is certain. Likely falls here, and unlikely falls there. Okay, so can you guys see why a fraction or a probability of 1/6 would fall in the unlikely? I would, if I had this question, I would actually have to make it a decimal. Okay, my eye and my visual of maths wouldn't quite be able to see how small a part that is. So I would almost always take it to a decimal, okay, and then from there I would be able to say whether it is unlikely or likely. Okay, so that is how I would approach something like that if I was asked, is this likely or unlikely to happen? Okay, I find this decimal line to work easier than a common fraction. Okay, right, cool. Back to the PowerPoint. Okie dokie. So easy-ish. So a packet of fruit flavored chewy sweets contains 15 sweets. 15. In a particular packet, there are 4 red, 6 purple, 2 yellow, and 3 green. So 4 plus 6 gives me 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Okay, there's no other ones. Cool. State the probability of each as a fraction, a decimal, and a percentage. Okay, so I am quickly going to pull my whiteboard over to my other screen. And I am quickly going to write that down. Okay, and then I want you guys to work with me and see if you get the same answer as I do. And now, of course, I'm writing at a horrible angle. You guys are going to laugh at my board skills in a moment, but that's okay too. 2 yellow and 3 green. Okay, and then we want the probability of red, and then we want the probability of purple. Whoa, writing skills, guys. And then we want the probability of orange. And then we want the probability of, ooh, that's a mean one, red, purple, yellow, or green. Oh, we're going to have to look at that one quite carefully. Okay, so I'm going to shift the board back over and I'm going to share my board with you. No laughing. It was written at an angle. Okay, so that is the facts we have. Okay, so I can see lots of you did A, and I like the answers I'm getting, and I agree with you. Hey, don't laugh. I was writing at an angle. I'll write neatly now. Okay, so board skills has never been my good job. So my good one, guys, like ever. All right, so the probability of red. There are 4 red sweets. So possible positive outcomes is 4 and total outcomes is 15. Okay, so now we make that into a decimal. When we work with probability, I would never round anything further than 2 decimals. Okay, so I've got 0,2 and then it's 66666. So remember, if I have a 6 here, then this one becomes 1 more. So my final answer would be 27. Okay, and now all I do to turn this into a percentage is I multiply it with 100. So I get 27%. Okay, not hard, pretty easy, pretty doable. Okay, so that was for A. And you guys will see that I will run out of board space in a moment. It just happens. Like I say, my board skills definitely was not my strong point. How did ma'am get 0,27? What I did in my calculator is I said 4 divided by 15. And if your calculator gives you that fraction again, there is a button, if I'm not mistaken, on the Casio calculators. Okay, it is a SD, so it looks like this. Okay, an SD button. So if you type into your calculator 4 divided by 15 and you get 4 over 15, then you press the SD button, okay, and it turns it into a decimal fraction for you. Okay, so what I did here is this 6 keeps on going forever, but I would always round to 2 decimals. So I write it down to 3, and then I look at the 3rd decimal, okay? And the 3rd decimal tells me what happens to that one there, Okay, so if this is bigger than 5 or bigger, it makes that one 1 more. If it is less than 5, then that one just stays. Okay, so purple, I already see an answer popping up. 6 purple on 14 sweets. And guys, I apologize for the puppies in the background. I have many. Okay, now, very important at this point, okay? You can simplify that fraction. You are allowed to. Cool? But it is not required. It is not tested. I'm going to say that again. When you get a fraction like this, okay, and it can simplify further, you are more than welcome to simplify it, but you do not have to. That fraction there will be given full marks. Probability, they don't test your ability to simplify fractions. That is not the point of this topic. They simply want to see whether you can apply the concepts of probability. Okay, so I know some teachers are very strict on that, okay, but I know that in matric grade 12, they will not mark this wrong. Okay, so now we put 6 divided by 15 into our calculator. And I have a feeling that those answers coming through is 100% correct. Ta-da! Well done, guys. Very, very impressive. See, this work is super easy. Okay, now, Andrea said to me that this is 4%. And now you need to be very careful. Okay? If you multiply this with 100, you end up getting 40%. And I know why. I know why your instant feeling was to tell me it's 4%. It's because there's no 0 at the end. The second I write it like this, you can see it's 40%. Okay, but don't panic about it. I'd much rather have you make that mistake so that I can show you why you made it than you make it for the first time in a test or an exam. Okay, it is absolutely 100% fine to make mistakes while you are sorting out life. Okay, if you don't try, if you don't make mistakes, then you are not learning. Okay, that is my firm belief. Okay, now the next one. How many orange? Guys, I don't know about you, but like I don't see any orange sweeties in this pack. So let's think about it logically. How many orange sweeties can we get in this pack? Like what is the positive outcomes here? How many orange sweets do you think we can take out of that pack? What is the positive outcomes? 0. Oh, well done. Okay, so if they throw a curveball like this your way, don't panic. They're simply wanting to see if you can test this. If you can tell them, well, there's no orange sweeties in the pack, so the probability of me getting an orange sweetie is nothing. Nada. 0%. 0 out of 100. Never going to happen. Completely impossible. Okay, Stormy. 99% of the time when a question is asked, it's asked to test something. Okay, so if you get something like that, I'm just going to switch over here, and you get asked for a probability and it's not there, you just have to think about it logically. Okay, sometimes it means you have to just stop and slow down. I always struggle with that. Like, I just want to answer questions. Go. Okay, but just take a moment, stop and think about it. Okay, that's a big part of Maths Lit, is they want you to think as logically as possible. Okay, but don't worry, I used to do that too. When I got to an answer and it didn't make sense or I couldn't figure it out, I'd go, yeah, next one. Okay, so now the last one, and this is where we're going to end off for today. Okay, puppies are having a play. The probability of getting red, purple, yellow, or green. Or is the important word here. Okay, so now, what we do with this one is we say it's the probability of getting a red sweetie plus the probability of getting a purple sweetie. Oh, I didn't think about this board. Plus the probability of getting a yellow sweetie plus the probability of getting a green sweetie. Okay, sure, ma'am. Whoa. The word here is or, okay? If I stick my hand in there and I pull my hand out, what are the probability that I'm going to have either red or purple or yellow or green? Now, does anyone, without doing the maths, aha, I get some answers. Lissetti's saying 25%, Peter's saying 100%. Yeah, come on, guys, just think about it. Just think about it. If you look there, you take these colors here and compare them to those colors there. Vicky's saying maybe 100%, maybe 25%. I don't know. Are you guys saying 25% because there's 4 colors? I have a feeling that that's where that 25% is coming from. Okay. Now I understand the 25%. I get why you guys are saying, ma'am, it like 1 in 4. Okay. But remember that all the colors are not in the same ratio. And those of you who are saying 100%, you are correct. Okay. This is mathematically how we deal with it. All right. I'm just going to quickly erase that before I completely phone call you. Okay. This is, yes, of course you can give yourself a pat on the back. If you were in my classroom, you would have gotten a box of sweeties now. Smarties specifically. Okay. This is how we deal with or when we deal with probability. Okay. The maths here is how we deal with it. But if you look at this logically, then you guys can get that feeling of, but hang on a second, those are the only colors that are in there. So like I'm going to get one of those 4 colors, so 100%. Let me show you that the maths works as well. Okay, so I have 4 red and 6 purple. You guys are gonna have to see me bounce up and down because I've got about the remembrance of a goldfish. Okay. I got 2 yellow. And I've got 3 green sweeties. Okay. So the probability, let's go funky colors. No, let's go logical colors. The probability of getting red is 4. The probability of getting purple is 6. I don't have yellow, so we're going to have to go for a blue pen there. Sorry. The probability of getting a yellow one is 2. And the probability of getting a green one is 3. Okay. So, this you guys should know from like grade 7 maths. If I have the same denominator, I can add all the numerators. So, 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 3 over 15. So I get 15 over 15. 15 divided by 15. 1. Good job. Okay. So if the probability of something happen is 1, that means it is certain to happen. It will happen. So it is 100%. Okay. Vicky, just remember I got this one from saying 15 divide by 15. Just check that you're on that okay. Okay, so don't now go and take this one and divide it by 15 again. Okay, so the probability of me getting a red sweetie is 4 over 15. Probability of getting a purple one is 6 over 15. The probability of getting a yellow one is 2 over 15. And the probability of getting a green one is 3 over 15. Because I have the same number at the bottom, common denominator, I can add the numerators. So I still have my 15 here at the bottom. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Okay, so 15 over 15 would be my common fraction. Okay, but you could also write it as 1, but 1 here I'm using as my decimal, and then there is my percentage. Okay, all right guys, that is about what we have time for today. Okay, I'm gonna pop my email down here again. If any of you have this elusive activity 7 that you are talking about, okay, pop me an email, send it to me. Okay, yeah, right. So I enjoy that you enjoy my teaching, but yes, you guys deserve to have your teacher solid the whole time. Okay, I'm always here to help out for grade 10, 11, and 12 for maths and science and all of those. I can't teach languages, like I'm not even going to try. Okay, so if there are issues, we will not drop you. Okay, the class will not be cancelled. Right, just hang tight like you guys did today, and we will make a plan. Okay. Oh, Peter, it is my absolute hugest pleasure to teach. Okay, I like when I leave classes, I'm on such a high because I really enjoy getting interaction from kids. I think it's the thing I missed the absolute most during the lockdown. Okay, and so when I could start teaching for lockdown e-school online, I absolutely grabbed the opportunity. Okay, so again, use my email, send me that elusive activity 7. Okay. And I might see you again, but I think you guys need to be like loyal to a teacher. I like that. Okay, it is good, and your teachers are very loyal to you. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic evening. It's 5 o'clock. It's like time to call it quits. Okay, like my brain is like, you know, tired. And I hope you had a good day. I hope you learned a lot. And I hope you guys will join us tomorrow. Please bring your friends with, okay? It is always good to have a nice big group. Okay, right, guys, seeing as you are giving me smileys and waves, let me do the same. Okay. Right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic evening. Have fun, be good, and I might pop in again tomorrow. Okay, cheers, bye.